Hello, and welcome to Real Person Reviews. I'm Sam, and I'm a real person. And today I want to talk to you about Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, the old one from 2011. I've already talked about the first Modern Warfare and Modern Warfare 2, the old ones of those. So if you want to check those out to hear more about like Call of Duty in general and the series to keep up to speed, that'd be a good idea. Um, but it's if you've already played a Call of Duty game, you've played a modern shooter, you get the idea. It's kind of like that, but it's this. Um, and Also realized I didn't play any with anyone in person to do any co-op stuff. Um, I played what I could of what was surviving for the online, and this is Xbox 360 game, but I'm playing it on Xbox Series X. I guess if that matters. And also, um, uh, this is just the base game. There is DLC you can get. I don't usually do DLC, so I just have the base game. So any stuff that's in the DLC, we're really not talking about. But I think that's most of the preface to have about this. So let's jump into that. So like I said, Modern Warfare 3. This is kind of like you get the idea by now. It's the third one of these games. Starting with the campaign, it's more of what you'd expect. Kind of the whole movie presentation thing for a lot of stuff going on. Some stuff's on the ground, some stuff's in vehicles, and there's some stealth, there's some action, group fighting, all this stuff, different special objectives, that kind of thing. A lot of the stuff you've kind of already seen before, but it is still different levels and scenarios and things. It's just kind of similar, like you might expect. One interesting thing, I guess it's a little different, is that there are some areas where you'll have. There's some new weapons and things thrown in here, but there are these some weapons will have these like dual attachments on them, so you can have a close range and a long range scope dual thing going on. Um, so I guess there's that, but otherwise it's mostly it's the story is trying to kind of continue Modern Warfare 2 left off. It's trying to tie up loose ends with the main goal of trying to stop Makarov from creating chaos in World War III and whatever, that kind of thing. That's the main plot of the game. Then you've got the solo slash co-op slash online co-op stuff with Spec Ops. There are actually three things in here for Spec Ops. One of them is called missions, which are basically like the normal Spec Ops you had from Modern Warfare 2, where you're doing stuff that's kind of based on things you're doing in the campaign, but more specialized. Objectives are focused, and there's things like you try to do it like better times, whatever. Sometimes it'll be like star ratings for how fast you do it or how difficult you want it to be. There's the three levels of difficulty, or whatever, star ratings for them. And I think only two of those require you to have actually two people playing. With the other ones, it's all optional for you to have. So when you're doing that, there's also the other mode here is there's a survival mode, and survival mode is a new mode where basically you're plopped into a map, and there's like a pretty good amount of maps in there because I haven't counted. It's probably it's got to be like at least 15 or something. Like, there's a lot of maps you can play on, and you start off in this map, and you're armed with nothing but a pistol, fighting off some enemies spawning in. You can scavenge stuff from them, but also as you go by, as you're killing enemies, you're getting points, and these little crates will appear over the map, which you can go to get weapons and ammo and like grenades and equipment. You can buy perks like body armor and quick revive stuff. You can buy these kill streak type things where calling in airstrikes or elite squads or sentry turrets, stuff like that. And you can get different weapons and attachments, and all that. All that stuff is done through getting points from defeating enemies and going through these rounds. So you can choose to buy things or save up and try to get better things later. In different places of the map you can go around, and as the rounds go on, you get more and more different kinds of enemy types. Enemies get more difficult, configurations get more difficult, and they can call in like dogs and like special units. They call in like choppers and stuff. So there's a lot going on there. You never win this. It's about getting a high score. It's just, you go until you die. But as you're doing this, and even the missions Spec Ops stuff, you will for your point, you're getting points the whole time that are adding to like a leveling up system that's separate just for Spec Ops, and you can unlock more survival levels to play and more things like that you can actually get for upgrades and purchases and stuff through those boxes in survival mode. So there's a little bit of a leveling element to that. The third mode is called Chaos, which I can't really tell you much about because that is DLC and I didn't get the DLC. So we just won't talk about that because I didn't get it, so I can't talk about it. But for the multiplayer, again, this is kind of similar to what you're already used to for multiplayer stuff. Call of Duty, you go in, you do the standard kind of stuff, but you level up, and you're from killing enemies, doing objectives, that kind of thing. Lots of similar modes here. There are some different modes that, like, because it's so late in the game, a lot of these modes just aren't populated anymore. I was able to play a couple of unique modes that I hadn't played in previous ones. Like, one of them is called Kill Confirmed, where basically when you kill enemies, they drop dog tags, and when you pick up those dog tags, that's how you actually get points. You don't just kill them. But if they pick up their own dog tags, it denies you from getting the points, and it works obviously both ways for both teams. So it's about getting to the score limit, or whoever's ahead by the end, so they win. Another one is there's some custom community modes that were made here, and so I got to play one of those, which was Infection, which basically starts off with one person that has usually some kind of like a limitation of what they have. A lot of times it's like they're just running around with a knife or something, or very limited equipment, facing off against a team full of people that do have weapons and things. And the idea is the one team is trying to survive the whole time and not get infected, and as the infected kills people, they then become infected, and they're running around trying to kill people as well, and they're trying to infect everyone. And you get points for surviving. I guess I haven't seen if there is a time limit. I didn't notice if there was, if you actually can win this, or if it's just how long can you survive. But I think there's a time limit to go for. I don't know if it's a score limit. I don't know. I guess I didn't play enough of it to see that. I just dabbled a little bit with a few games I was able to get in, but that is another mode that's in there. And also, there is an interesting new thing where, with kill streaks, like, I think there might be a few different perks or something, but they work pretty similarly. But for the kill streak rewards, basically there's like 3 different things. They're called strike packages. So there's an assault package, which is basically like the standard package you can get. There's the one where basically, you kill enemies, and if you get a bunch of kills in a row, you unlock, your rewards for that. Like normal, when you die, it resets. There's a support version now where when you're getting kills and doing stuff, it'll build up, and it just continues when you die. So usually it takes more points to build up to your kill streak rewards. And also, like, they have different things that you're getting. So, like, the assault package, that one's more like offensive things, whereas the support package is more supportive things that are helping out your teammates rather than just being something that's helping you. And so that's a different take on, getting your rewards that way, and they just kind of cycle through. Like, once you get all of them, then it starts over. And then there's also one where you have no kill streak rewards whatsoever, like in that sense, but instead you can have extra perks. Basically, you pick 3 extra perks, and so if you get enough kills, you unlock one, and then another, and then the third one, and then eventually, if you get enough kills, you would actually unlock all of the perks. Those are the 3 kind of strike packages and ways you kind of like they revamped the kill streak idea. But otherwise, again, you're leveling up, unlocking guns, attachments, and other stuff as you're going along, creating classes, that kind of thing. Still kind of standard Call of Duty stuff that you'd expect for the online there. And as far as like good stuff here, I think this is a pretty this campaign's all right. Okay, it's I think it's good. It's solid. It still has really nice, really good sound design. It's got the cool movie beats of stuff going on. It's got fun action stuff happening. It's good. It's a solid campaign, and it does serve to kind of tie up the story a little bit here, so that it feels like it ends. It's not just going to be like, let's do a Modern Warfare 4 later. It does end. So that's nice. I actually ended up playing the story mode twice because I waited too long. I'm like, I should play the campaign again because I feel like I'm gonna confuse stuff from like the first Modern Warfare with this somehow. So there's that. I really like for the Spec Ops stuff. I like the Spec Ops missions in general are really fun. I like having those. Because you get points and stuff for them too. I like that. And when you're playing those, when you kill somebody because then a little score thing pops up. That's also a nice handy indicator because I don't always know if I shoot them. It's like, are they dead? Are they just like down? Or do they not hit them? I don't know. So it's nice to have that little bit on there as well. Just having all those different missions and things, those are some of my favorite things to do. Like, I really liked those in Modern Warfare 2, so I'm glad that they made a comeback here as something to do, especially as someone playing solo, or if you want to do like really challenging stuff with a friend. Those are like really fun things to have once the online is not super active anymore. Also I did like survival is like probably the ultimate like co-op, like I'm playing, let's play Call of Duty with my friend kind of thing. Like those are really really fun for that. They're all right solo too. There's something to do. It's a cool mode, interesting idea. There's lots of replayability within those, with all the different kind of like weapons and attachments and like stuff you can get just out of the crates themselves, plus the ability to like coordinate with your friend on all these different maps and stuff, setting these things up. I think it's like that's something that can give you hours and hours of entertainment, especially with a friend. That's a really really good mode. So it's cool to have like both of those together here. I mean, it's not quite a zombies mode, but it's something that's like it's different and it's cool, and I do appreciate it. And the online, I super like the support build, the thing for kill streaks. I mean, like the other one's cool, where it's like, oh yeah, you just get more perks. That's an interesting idea. I'm not good enough to take advantage of that, but that's an interesting idea. And the support build is really good for people who, die a lot, like me, who wants to feel like they're contributing. So it's like, otherwise, like in the previous games, it was like, well, I should take all of the lowest kill streaks because I'll never get enough kills to get anything else. I'll just die before I get them. I'll just be kind of out here wasting space if I do that. Now I feel like I can participate a bit more in playing, even if I'm not, out on the front lines lone wolfing it, and like also again support things, so I can give stuff to teammates so I can help them do better, so I feel like I'm doing something when I'm not really that good at doing what they do. That's cool. Similarly, I like the kill confirm mode, because again it really promotes playing as a team rather than like lone wolfing it and everything. You can't just like run around, try to kill everybody yourself, or like sit around camp like in a sniping spot and just like pick off people or whatever, because you have to go and pick up the dog tags to even get the points. And if you're running around by yourself and you get killed, they're just gonna get points off you that way. Or if you're getting kills but not like, you can't get to the thing, so it makes you coordinate, but like you gotta get the kills, and like so you have like, okay, you get the kill, and run in and grab this thing or whatever. It's like, do that. And it's like if somebody dies, like, next to you, if you're in a buddy system at least, so you pick up their dog tag, so like, then you might get away alive and they don't get any points for it. I think it adds a really nice dynamic to this. I don't know if this is the first game to really do this thing, but this was the first game I ever played that did do this thing, so I always associate it with Modern Warfare 3. Really, really like that mode. And I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's like, again, like online stuff still. It's like still gameplay in general here is still really snappy and fluid and good. It's still really good. It's just the core gameplay is still good, like it was in the other two games. That carries through to here. They didn't make it any worse, and they just give you a lot more stuff to do. As far as downsides, I mean, it's a little unfair, I guess. Now, again, the online is a little bit like lackluster now, because obviously there's not as many people playing this online at this point. This is a game that's from 2011, so it's getting up there in years. I'm not surprised that it's not super active online, but at least there's something there for you still to play and do and experience some of this stuff. That's at least nice, and I still feel like it still feels pretty balanced. So like I'm a new player, and I don't feel like I'm getting totally destroyed from people who have been playing it since it came out, playing for a decade. But yeah, some of the modes you just can't take advantage of, and that's a shame. There's just no way to do that. They don't have like bots or anything that you can play with locally, so that's again a bit of a bummer. Having the chaos mode maybe shouldn't be in the menu if I can't access it. I think that was also dumb. That if it's a DLC mode, just don't put it in my menu unless I get the DLC. Don't advertise shit I don't have as if I have it. Be like, if you want to play this thing that we're telling you about, go buy it. You're like, don't do that. That sucks. I hate that. I also think survival mode in general gets a little long in the tooth. There's a lot of maps. That's a good thing in some ways, but also if you just want to just experience all the maps at once, it's like so many times of doing so much of the same thing, especially the early waves are kind of always the same. So it will kind of get a little bit samey and repetitive. So that maybe feels a little bloated. And of course, coming back again to the campaign, I mean, it's nothing really to write home about. It's wrapping up the story. It's doing that. That's nice. But it just kind of feels like more of the same. It's not the first one. It's not the big improvement. It's just kind of more of the same. Modern Warfare 3 wants to give you more of the stuff you already had and more stuff on top of it. But in some ways it does feel, like it's a little bit bloated, because it doesn't really move forward much. It's just kind of here's more of the thing again. That being said, I do think Modern Warfare 3 is, good. It's a very good game. In fact, I think it is a of the Modern Warfare trilogy, this is probably the best package. The first game was obviously a huge improvement over the previous Call of Duty games, and so that's going to get a lot of, recognition for the big leap that it was, being the first of its kind. Modern Warfare 2 really took what was already good about the first one and added to it. It just iterated on that. It took all that and just did a little bit more, and just a really, really, like, it's all killer, no filler. Modern Warfare 3 feels like, again, like I say, it's the best package for, playing by yourself or with your friends or playing online. It has it all. It's just that there's a lot of kind of bloat. There feels like there's some filler there. Some of the stuff is kind of whatever. It's not new and exciting. It's not. It's a little different. It's a little interesting, and it's a lot of stuff to do. But it's just not the same kind of level of like innovation or excitement. It's just kind of like it's the third one. It had a lot to live up to, and it's good if you're gonna get just one of them. And you want the best package. This is the one to get. But I personally still wouldn't say that it's better than the second one. I can at least understand that. Like, in some ways it is, as far as the package, but as far as the experience, I think 2 is still better than this. And, I guess that would be my question for you guys, for the original Modern Warfare trilogy. Which one is your favorite and why? Because as much as I like this and some of the modes and things in here, like I say, I think Modern Warfare 2 with the all killer, no filler, just like how all of it is just so good, and the fact that like I have nostalgia for it because it's like one of the first Call of Duty games that I played. Yeah, I think that like that one's still my favorite, but I'd be really interested to see if anybody, because I don't hear people talk about this much, if anybody likes this one the most or how which one is your favorite. I would be interested to hear, which one and why. It would be really, really cool. And I think, like, look, I am gonna do more Call of Duty reviews. It's inevitably going to happen, right? I don't know when, if it's going to be right away or if I'm going to wait a bit. I'm not quite sure yet myself. But thing is, that's kind of where another thing I want to ask you guys to leave in the comments. Which Call of Duty game would you like me to see? Would you like to see me tackle next? Because, like, to just give you a little bit of a rundown here on that. What I'm thinking is either I can check out the remade Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3 to see how those compare to these, or I could go on to Ghosts, the next, Infinity Ward one, or I could just try to hit the Black Ops series because there's like going to be, there's like 5 of those, there's going to be like a 6th one soon. I could do that. I have played World at War and the first Black Ops before, so I'm at least familiar with those, but the rest of them I would have a fresh take on. I probably won't do the remastered campaigns of Modern Warfare 1 and 2 because it's just going to be, I don't care that it's HD or whatever, redone visuals. I don't care about that. It's going to be mostly the same, so that's fine. I'm not going to do those. But any other Call of Duty games, on whatever systems, if I can play it and you want to hear about it, whatever, that'll like motivate me to do it. I have an Xbox Series X. I have a Wii U. I have a 3DS. I think those are I have a Steam Deck. These are the only systems that are gonna be able to run these games. I don't think anything plays on the Game Boy or the Switch, so like I can't really get any Call of Duty games there. But if I can get my hands on the games and play them, I'll check those out and that'll be fun. But that's just throw those questions out there. Get some comments if you guys want to see more of that and want to talk about Call of Duty and that kind of stuff. I still haven't played Call of Duty Mobile or Warzone or anything yet either, so there's a lot to explore. So it's still a very big franchise, has a lot of things. I haven't even really 100%ed this. There's still a lot of stuff for some Spec Ops missions I didn't even finish yet, let alone have I gotten the best scores on them or anything. But yeah, it's been fun. I guess also, would you want to see that streamed, or should I just keep doing this off camera? Is it boring to watch Call of Duty at this point because it's gigantic? I don't know. All those answers and more I'm looking forward to in the comments. Yeah, that's I think that'll do it. See you guys some other day. What kind of a name is soap anyway? Am I right? Okay.